Hey, I hope you're having an amazing week. I wanted to hop on live and I want to talk about mindset struggles and how to overcome them. I will give you the couple that I know that I want to go over tonight. But before I do, let me introduce myself. My name is Kristen Jones. I am a spiritual life coach and a quantum Reiki healer. And it is my mission and my purpose to help you be able to overcome the stress, the anxiety, and the things that are triggering you to be able to help you find that inner peace. And so today we're going to be talking about mindset struggles. I would say 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe even longer, I don't know. Can we just acknowledge we're in March? What? January was the longest year ever. February flew by, and here's March. And it's crazy. So as we're waiting for Instagram to give everybody the notifications, I'm just going to take a drink and then I'm going to share with you the 2 topics that I'm going to cover today. But of course, if you have questions, if you want me to expand on anything, whether it's this or something else, if there's something that's coming up for you and you're like, I really want to catch her live and talk about this is a good opportunity for that. I love questions. And I'm a Gemini, so I love to talk. I love to talk to you. Hey, Karina, I was just thinking about you, so it's hilarious that here you are. Hey. I can't even make this shit up. I don't know why, but I feel like there's something in here for you tonight. Or maybe it was something, I don't know, maybe you were thinking about me or something was coming up for you and you were like needing help with something, or I don't know. We have this really cool connection and I love us. Oh, I can't. Okay, let me take another drink. So I just did a really awesome post. If you're watching live, please hang out with me and then go read it. But I'm calling you out on your shit, and I'm calling myself out on my shit. I did that yesterday, actually, in a loving way, of course. There's no judgment here, and it did not. This was a process. It's been a learning process for me to learn to shift what it is that I'm thinking, what's not working for me, and understand that what I'm doing is not serving me, and to not judge myself if I go back into that same mode. Does that make sense? So I actually did that. I sent an email out yesterday as well, giving you some tips on something that I'm doing. Yesterday, I'm going to take either the last day of the month or sometime in the beginning of the month, no pressure, but I'm going to reflect on the gratitude. But also, let me just share with you, this actually ended up being more. This is my journal. If you don't have a journal and you're hanging out with me, what am I even doing? Please go get a journal. And if you're like, I don't know what the F to journal, you can go to my website, ansherises.com. I have a great journaling guide where I teach you how to journal. I teach you how to create the habit by anchoring it in. It's a super simple process. I give you some really great journaling prompts. It's a whole vibe. Link is in my bio. So, let's see. It started off as journaling what I'm grateful for the month before. Gratitude is the ultimate, the ultimate expander. And so I wanted to really take a moment and reflect on what was good in February. It can be so easy to look around and just get stuck in this mindset of, things are hard. Things are not working out for me. I haven't accomplished this yet. I haven't done this yet. I don't have this in my life. Oh my God, I'm in my 30s. So oh my God, I'm in my 30s. I thought I would be in a lot different place, or, whatever stories that you're telling. And let me be clear, when I say whatever stories, I say that from a space of love and saying, it's okay if you're feeling like that. And let's just step in an awareness and really just say, isn't this interesting? So going back to my email, Gratitude, reflecting on what happened in the prior month that I'm so grateful for. And my list was actually a lot longer than what I thought it was going to be. Where is it? Because I want to share with you what my journaling process was. Okay, so what am I grateful for in February? And I literally wrote it all out. Everything that I could think of. So if you haven't gotten the news yet, or if you haven't seen, I manifested my red Jeep. This Jeep. Almost this Jeep. It's not a Rubicon. It is a Sahara Unlimited. And then we are also, in the next month or two, we are getting a lift. We are getting cooler tires than what my current Jeep is. This is not my Jeep, but this has been on my desktop, on my laptop, for I can't even tell you how long. I have been manifesting the shit out of this Jeep, and I got it. I got my Jeep. So anyway, I'm grateful for that. I just went through different things that I was super grateful for, and I felt the feelings. I feel the feelings of what it is to have those things. So yes, like I manifested this cool thing, and I, like, every single day that I get in my car, every single time I'm in my Jeep, I'm just like, so, like, I am smiling, and I am like, if I'm just like spacing out, which is fine. Like when you're driving, right? We kind of go unconscious when we're driving. But then I remind myself, oh my God, I'm in my dream car, right? And so, that's just something simple. But like other things were like, my kids had a snow day, and I was able to make it no big deal because we were able to hang out at home, and it just was fine. My husband and I had a really fun Valentine's Day date, whatever. He's still really restricted, and so we Googled some different ideas, and we did canvas painting, and he actually went with it, and we both had so much fun. We actually painted something for each other that reminded us of each other, and so Matt painted the moon and the hills with some pine, I think just one pine tree, and then I did his truck with the American flag and like nature and an eagle because he loves eagles. So anyway, Spearfish Exploring, Spearfish Canyon, Google it, it's amazing. Okay, so let me go on to this next thing, and then we'll jump into the other mindset stuff that I wanted to share with you tonight. But I also asked myself this, and you can come back to this video, I'll put it in my IGTV, or you can grab a pen and paper and write this down. What needs shifted from February? And so I got real with myself, and I called myself out on my own crap, and just decided, like, not from a space of judgment again, but this really just wasn't working for me. And some of these are things that I've needed to shift, but for me, it was time management. I had been struggling since Matt had come back from his short deployment to really get back into a groove. Like, we were thrown out of a groove like 3 different times in a short amount of time, and I just was like, really felt like I was doggy paddling, and it was becoming just like enough. And then more nature, self-expectation. So I had gotten back into this thing of everything that I need, this mindset of everything that I need to do and everywhere that I need to be. And I really felt like it was time for me to drop the expectations of the things that I need to do, or the things that places I need to be, and also feeling like I have to do it all alone, because the truth is that I don't. And so that was something. And then self-care and journaling and writing. I am a boss at self-care, but I had gotten to a point where I was really connecting more than I feel like was good for my soul, and not allowing myself to disconnect enough. And then communication with my husband. So of course, like anytime we spend apart, we come back together, and we need to learn to communicate again. And so that was something that was important for me. And then I'd asked myself, what do I desire from this month? So these are just really great questions to ask yourself, and to go into reflection, and to really just get clear with yourself of what it is that you desire. Hey, Morgan. And so what am I grateful for in February? Hey. And what needs shifted from February? And then what do I desire from March? And then I can claim myself to claim those as my truth. It's already done. And I can also allow myself to dive deeper into what it is that I desire. Okay, let me take a drink, and then I want to talk about self-sabotaging and what was the other thing that I said I was going to? Oh, people pleasing. I don't know. If you know, you know. I'm always scrolling out. I was on a client call the other day, and it was so funny. Like, she was talking, and then I was talking, and then my dog one of our dogs has high anxiety, and it was windy, and when it's windy out, she's super anxious, and so she was like walking circles around me, and I was like, hold on. I need to move. And then I moved to another place, and then something else was happening, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get this. It's fine. Okay, so we're going to talk about self-sabotage, and we're going to talk about, I have approval junkie, people pleasing. And I loved approval junkie. I think that's really a really interesting way to put it. So about 3 or 4 weeks ago, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I had asked in my stories, when it comes to mindset, what is it that you struggle with? And for those of you, I know that I've talked about this on a live before, but for those of you that responded, thank you so much. I know that it's a lot to be vulnerable, and sometimes it's like, oh, I don't want to admit that, but by you actually putting it out there, now you're in awareness. And so now it's like, what are we going to do with this information? How can I help you shift this? I got a whole host of things that you guys told me, and I thought I was going to be able to cover it in one live, and there's just no way. And that makes me really excited and grateful. So thank you. You guys don't even know how much it means to me when you respond to those polls when I ask you some questions and things like that. So I appreciate it. So, yeah, self-sabotaging. Let's dive into this. So this is not going to be a popular answer. And know that I come from a space of love when I say this. Self-sabotaging, yes, it is a wiring in our brain that comes from various places in our life. It is also a choice. Now, when I say that, know that I am looking in the mirror and I am telling you the same thing that I've told myself. What am I going to choose today? Am I going to choose to run over myself again and go back into these same frequencies that are not serving me, these same thought patterns that are not serving me? Or am I going to allow myself to interrupt the thought pattern and choose a new story? And we're not just making shit up. We're not just like, oh, I'm just going to tell myself this story. But what we're actually telling ourselves is the truth of what is actually our story. Does that make sense? I think I said that I was going to take a drink, and I don't know if I actually did. Okay, so there's a couple ways that we can go about this, and it's going to vary from person to person. So this is going to be kind of like a broad spectrum. And of course, like if you have specific questions, you can shoot me a message in the DM, or if you're like, girl, I just need to dive into some of this crap. My March Spiritual Life Coaching Program starts on March 8th. And so that's yesterday was what is today? Tuesday. So it is 6 days from today. So we start on Monday. So I'll share with you more information on that in just a minute. But, okay. So you can ask me specific questions while you have me live if you want, or you can shoot me a DM. That's totally fine too. When it comes to self-sabotaging. So first, let's look at why we are sabotaging. What is coming up for us? So if you have something specific, you can drop it below and we can kind of like reverse engineer it. But I love the opportunity for us to get curious about ourselves. Can we just acknowledge for a second the the curiosity that kids have, the questions that they ask. They want to know. They are curious as to why things work the way that they do. And also, can we also acknowledge the fact that when our children are having limiting beliefs or negative thoughts or things that are coming up for them, we are not like, oh, well, here you go again. Why are you thinking that? You'll never figure this out or anything like that. We get down on their level and we're like, hey, why are you actually feeling like this? And what is coming up for you? And really just asking them questions, right? And so what I really love to do is, there's 3 things here. I'm just going to write them down so I don't forget. 1, 2, 3, and interrupt. Okay, so the first one is, like I just said, Morgan says it has been hard not to self-sabotage, but your tools have been so helpful. Yay, thank you. Which tool has been super helpful for you, do you feel? I know you have most of them, but which one do you feel like has helped you the most? So going back to the child, I want you to ask yourself, would I speak to a child the way that I'm speaking to myself? So I did something really powerful with a client who has children. Most of my clients have children. When she was sharing with me some different thoughts that were coming up for her, I said, okay, I want you to imagine that your daughter was saying this to you. And she came up to you and said, Mommy, I'm feeling, I can't even remember what the situation was about, but I'm feeling, just whatever negative thoughts are coming up. So maybe like, I'm not good enough. There's just no way I could do this. I just don't know how I could possibly ever do this. I'm just not capable of it. What would you tell her? And then she told me what it was that she would tell her. Actually, honey, you are capable. Actually, I have seen you do it before. You are so capable of doing it again. Actually, you are worthy of your desire. Hey, babe. Hey. And hey, Samantha. And then I asked her, okay, now that you've said what you need to say to your daughter in this situation, I want you to turn the mirror back to you, and I want you to say that exact same thing, but I want you to say it to you, about you, for you, because that is your truth. And so as she was saying this, like of course it becomes so emotional, because you don't realize that sometimes what we need to hear is the things that we tell other people, but we forget to tell ourselves. And so that's the first thing. Hey, let's see. I have 2 other things around this. Ooh, fear is a big one too, yes. So I'm not good enough or capable. So I am going to talk about interrupting the thought and pivoting. The second one, yeah, thank you for sharing, Karina. And definitely some of the guided meditations and Woo Woo 101. Yay! Oh my gosh. I pour my heart and soul into Woo Woo 101 and then Journey to Your Soul, which is launching very soon. And it just makes me so happy that it's like you're loving it. So, and yes, the meditations too. Like, I have a couple free ones. And then I also have like an energy healing meditation series. That's really awesome. What's that?
This water is starting to get gross.
It's starting to get gross. Okay. Can you go grab a new water?
Yeah.
Okay, you can do that. Dad's downstairs.
Okay.
Okay, you could probably say hi to him if you want. Okay. So, let's dive into the journaling aspect of this. This can be a process, and depending on what's coming up for you, it might take a little bit of time, but I promise you there's so much power in getting it out of your head and onto paper. So when you are feeling, for example, I'm not good enough, I want you to write down, I'm not good enough. What is it about that situation that you're feeling like you're just not good enough? And I want you to get it all out. I want you to write like you were writing to a best friend and just vomit it all out until you feel like you don't have anything else to say. It's so important for us to get it out in some form. Talk therapy, like I am a huge fan of therapy. I think therapy is amazing. I think having a life coach is amazing, whether you're hiring one. For myself, like I've had life coaches myself, and obviously I am a life coach, so I absolutely love being that container of support and guidance for other people. I have been in therapy myself. Like there's so much power in that. There's also a lot of power in getting it out of your head and not allowing it to bounce around in your head and putting it onto paper. So let me teach you how you can kind of like I'll do a shortened version of how you can heal this and get to the root of it, because we don't just want to take a weed whacker to this shit. We want to pull that from the root. And if you are, let me say this too before I dive into this, if you have experienced trauma around this, make sure that you are supported by someone that is licensed to be able to help you with the trauma. Because if you are diving into something that you are just like, oh, I know this is a traumatic area of my life, and you are going to need support in that, make sure that you are receiving that support, and you are so worthy of that support. You truly are, and you deserve it. So going back to this, I am not good enough, we're word vomiting everything, what it is that you're feeling like you're not good enough. And then I want you to ask, why? Why am I not feeling good enough? And then I want you to ask, why else? If there were anything else, what would it be? And literally ask yourself why until you cannot ask yourself anymore, until you get to it. And then I want you to ask yourself, where did this come from? Where in my life did I experience that not feeling good enough? And then, I mean, there could be other experiences, and you can absolutely, where else in my life did I feel like I was not good enough? And I mean, this could be a rabbit hole. I know for me, worthiness is a huge one that I am consistently, I feel so much worthier than I did even just a few years ago. This is something that I work on consistently, even myself. I am not immune to any of this. I am here doing the things with you, sisters. So, you could pick one specific time if that feels right for you, or a couple different ones, where whatever feels aligned for you. Stop when you feel aligned to it, and know that you can always come back to it. But here's what I want you to ask yourself, and I'm going to give you a free resource for you to be able to, and you can also come back to this video as well. What does that version of me need to know? If I could go back and tell that younger version of me anything about that specific situation, hey Ellie, what would it be? And I want you to tell her, that version of you, what it is she needs to know, what it is that she needs to hear. And when you do that, when you write it out, we're writing it out, that is going to be your affirmation. I think Pinterest and Instagram affirmations are awesome. I love to put them on my social media for you guys. And I try to remember to often, because I know you guys really enjoy them. However, the most effective affirmations are going to be the ones that are helping you pivot, which I'm going to share. This is going to lead into the third one. So when it comes to the journaling, if you go to the link in my bio, or you can go to andsherises.com and scroll all the way to the bottom, click free resources. My journal guide that I just talked about, I have my journaling to heal method in there. And that is that process that I just talked to you about. I will dive so much deeper into this specific process in my journey to your soul. healing course that is coming up as well. And then obviously I do this internal work with my clients on a deeper level. So this is going to help you not take the weed whacker to the issues that are coming up for you that I'm just feeling unworthy and leaving you feeling those low frequency feelings, but they're going to allow you to pull it from the root and be able to see what's coming up so you can actually make some progress. And so the other thing, this one is actually kind of fun and something I've been doing and being very intentional about, and this is pivoting. You can interrupt your thoughts. I actually wrote a post on this morning, and I'm excited to share it because it's kind of like one of those, it's kind of like, the thing that's coming to me is kind of like in your face about it, but it's like in a loving way. I don't even know how else to word it, but it's just like, listen here. No, we are not thinking this today. I am not doing this today. Like, I think that it's important for us to listen to what's going on in our mind and to observe, to, like, when I say observe, we're looking like we're the outsider looking in. We're, isn't that interesting? We're thinking, isn't that interesting? We're not labeling it. We're not judging ourselves of it. We're just observing. We're seeing the thoughts that we're having. We're like, oh, nope. Isn't that interesting? And you can go one of two ways. Where did this come from? Why am I feeling like this? Or we can go ahead and pivot because we've already written down, I'm not worthy because blah, 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 everything that you've said that is super important. And, you know, everything that's why you're feeling, because your feelings are always valid. And then you got to the root. We know what your new affirmation is. That is your actual truth. And we're going to be like, skirt. Actually, my truth is I am good enough. I am worthy AF. I am capable. And actually, I can do this. Actually, I have done this before. Actually, women before me have done this. This person has done this. This person has done this. And really just affirm to yourself your worth, you being capable, you being worthy, you being good enough. And then move that energy out. So this goes like, you guys, if you struggle with anxiety, so often we just leave that anxiety in our body. We just say that, you know, it's just there. And truth is, yes, there can be absolutely chemical imbalances that happen. We can also move this energy out in healthy ways. And I know that it feels inconvenient to just stop. I actually started working with a coach. Hey, Amanda. I actually started working with a coach and I subscribed to her, invested in one of her courses, and it's not even what I thought it was going to be. It is like everything that I didn't know I needed. And I totally just lost my train of thought. Must have not been important. But I do know what I was saying. So interrupting the flow of thought, it feels inconvenient to be able to just stop and to shift our energy. And when she first told me to do this, I was like, there's no way. There's no freaking way. I don't have time. Like, I know sometimes the amount of thoughts that go into my mind, especially PMS week, ladies, like, you feel me? It's on like extra. Sometimes even around the full moon, like everything is being magnified. There's a light being shown on what it is that's no longer serving us, and it's coming up for a reason. And so it can feel like a lot. And so there are days where I'm just fine. And there are other days where I'm like, oh my God. So it's like, how do I even find time to pivot all of this? How am I supposed to continuously shift my energy to feeling better so many times a day? And I promise you, it's not as daunting as it seems, even if you're feeling like, well, I am that version of you that has a lot of thoughts. That's just us being humans, right? That's our brains. That's how we've been wired. And so we can rewire our thinking. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we shift that energy out of our body? You can exercise. We had something really big in our family happen last night, hence the reason why I just disconnected today. And I went out and I intuitively just let my soul decide where it was that I was going to go hiking today and where I needed to be. You leaving? You want to come give me a kiss? I'm live. I'll be right back. Love you.
Love you too.
Keep me posted on all the changes. Okay.
I will.
Okay. Bye. He's a Cancer, you guys. And now he's laughing at me.
Stop it.
I love you.
Love you too.
And if you know anything of, I'm not like an expert about astrology, but Cancers tend to be like more in their shell and like love to be at home. I'm a Gemini. I'm like, yeah, it's really funny. Our combination is funny, but my moon is Cancer, so there's our connection. Otherwise, Gemini and Cancer don't usually connect well. But anyway, so how do we move our energy? Exercise. So like I said, we had something big going on today. I added in some high intensity interval training into my workout. I hate cardio. I just would prefer to lift, but I was like, I gotta move this energy out. My husband was like, what are you doing? I was like, I have to move this energy. It cannot be in my body. It is not serving me. And yes, I journaled through it and I cleared my mind today and I allowed myself to be home within myself and to do what I needed to do for me. But exercise is a really great one, whether it's, a great cardio session or whatever, yoga or dancing or whatever, dancing period. Put on some vibey music. I have an amazing playlist if you want to just shoot me a message and I'll send it to you. It's on Spotify. It's called Empowered Women Rising. It is a whole vibe. It's got a lot of powerhouse. I think I have a couple male artists, but it's mostly powerhouse women with just high vibe music to help you raise your vibes. And I love to just hit that on shuffle and just dance. And it doesn't matter, no one's watching. You could do breath work. Just go to YouTube. Also, I can't remember what her Instagram handle is, but if you just search Stevie, I think it's Stevie Wright, possibly. She is a breathwork facilitator and a self-love coach, and her breathwork, she does Instagram TVs sometimes, IGTVs that have great breathwork. Other ways that you can move your energy through meditation, through going for walks, through scream therapy, through Reiki or some kind of energetic healing. Just find a way to move it out of your body. So we're pivoting the thought, we're interrupting the thought, and we are telling ourselves our new truth, and then we are moving that energy out. So give those a try. When it comes to self-sabotage, we're aware now. And we are going to choose, because we know that we're aware, we're now going to choose to be the gentle observer of our thoughts. And we're going to no longer allow it to take over us. And if it does happen to spiral, no big deal. Because now you have the opportunity to be like, oh shit, let me reel this back in. Hold on. What's my truth? And now we're going to pivot. We're pivoting by stating our truth and shifting our energy to feel better. This concept, amazing. Okay, let's see. Okay. Your sun sign is Leo and your moon is Virgo. So is that right? It's so cool to learn these about yourself. I know I've shared this book and I'm going to go into yours, Samantha. But since this is coming up, this book the only astrology book you'll ever need? Truly. Truly. It's amazing. I did mine and my husband's and my boys, and it's fascinating. My oldest son is mostly earth. Oh, you're on the cusp. Ooh. So like fire and earth. Super vibey. That's cool. I am a Gemini sun. My moon is Cancer and my Aries is rising, so my rising is Aries, so that's where all the fire comes from. That's so cool. Okay. So Samantha says, my biggest issue is my fear that I won't be successful at school and even graduate, but I have to remember the 50-year-old woman in my Psych 101 class in university. If she can do it, so can I as a mature. Yes, yes, yes. Time is like an illusion. This is a whole nother conversation. But also, age is just a number. It's truly just a number. My husband said something to me today, and I like died laughing. I was like, weird. He's like, you know, we're like 5 years from being 40. And I was like, shit, man. Whoa. First of all, not even old enough. Second of all, I feel like when I was younger, the people that I remember being in my 30s or in their 30s or, you know, approaching their 40s, I just feel like they were, you know, achy and just, you know, feeling like the age was creeping up on them. And I don't feel like that at all. I feel amazing. And truth be told, I do take really good care of my body. I love chocolate. I love to have a great glass of wine. But I really, like, I work out consistently 4 to 6 days a week in a way that feels aligned for me. And I also make sure that I'm getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Usually I don't sleep enough during the week just because our schedule is weird, but on the weekends I make up for it. What else? I do my best to keep my stress low, and I am very conscious about, aside from chocolate, about what it is that I eat. So I just make sure I'm eating good whole foods, not a lot of processed stuff. I don't really eat out a whole lot. And I think that plays into how we feel, right? But going back to your fear, have you actually taken some time? I mean, you shifted it right there in that one statement. You found proof that if somebody else can do it, why not you? Why not you? There is room for everyone. There's room for all of us. No matter what it is that we are doing, there doesn't have to be just one. There's room for all of us. So have you, yay. Isn't it so wild? Like, weren't we in high school just like not that long ago? My oldest is going to be 13 in May. I'm like, I'm not even old enough to have a 13-year-old. I'm barely 13 myself. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. So Samantha, have you done some journaling on why you feel like you're not going to be successful? Why you feel like you wouldn't be successful at school. And like I said earlier, just really diving into where that's coming from. And finding proof that it's already happening is amazing too. Okay, perfect. So, do you have my journal to your soul? It's actually not called that on my website now. It's called Journaling Guide. Do you have my free journaling guide? You have Woo Woo 101 too, so I think that it's in there too. I really encourage you. I think this would be so powerful for you to take that my journaling to heal method and ask yourself those questions. and get to your truth. And then shoot me a message and let me know how that goes for you. Do you think that you could do that? So I want to say, let me see. Let me just pull it up really quick. I think it's in the going inward section of Woo Woo 101. But if you're watching this, you're like, I don't have Woo Woo 1. Well, the the journaling guide is under free resources on andsherises.com. And it's just called Journaling Guide. I have seven days of journaling prompts, simple tips to incorporate journaling into your life, my Journal to Heal method, and also I give you my top Zen AF. Yes. So yeah, do my Journal to Heal method, utilizing the question that utilize the Journal to Heal method, and go into where your fears around it and find out, go through that process and find out exactly where it's coming from, and then shoot me a DM and let me know how that process goes for you and how it feels for you, knowing what your actual truth is. Okay, let's dive into people pleasing. And of course, if something else is coming up around sabotaging, then please let me know. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, also, just kind of going back to what Karina said, that is why I always wreck my chances, because I'm afraid. Yes. Yeah, so sometimes we sabotage ourselves of what is coming for us because our energy is not aligning with the thing that we actually want. We can say that we want it, but if our energy does not feel it, if we don't actually believe it and we're not feeling it, then it's not going to align for us, right? Something else is going to align, and truly like this or something better. But how do we get our energy to our thoughts and our energy to match what it is that we're saying that we're desiring, right? So what we're saying we're desiring, how do we get our thoughts and our energy to match? When you are saying the thing that you desire, feel it in your body. I want you to feel the feelings as if it were already true. So let's see. So going back to Samantha's. Oh my gosh, my phone is blowing up. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, so going back to Samantha's. If it were true that you were already successfully passed your classes and you were walking across, I feel it right now. I want you to just take a minute and close your eyes, Samantha, if you're still on, and I want you to imagine that you have successfully completed your school, that you are graduating your university, and you are just waiting in line to get your diploma. You are waiting for your diploma, and your name is called, and now you're walking across stage, and I don't know who hands it. I graduated online, but the dean of admissions or the dean of the school hands you the diploma. How does that feel? I want you to feel it in your body. That thing that you want, I want you to close your eyes, and I just want you to imagine that it's already yours. It is already yours. Time is an illusion, and the quantum field, we can collapse this thing that we have placed, or that we have quantified as time, we can collapse it by feeling the feelings as if it were already ours. And our brain doesn't know the difference. We attract what we feel. So I don't want this to freak you out, and so you're just like, well, shit, I'm not feeling very good a lot. Or, ooh, I wasn't feeling very good at this time. Did I attract the wrong thing? No, you can just shift. Remember, we talked about interrupting your thought pattern, pivoting, and shifting your energy. So you can do that. You can do that anytime. And you can choose a better feeling thought. And so just come back into this. Gratitude is the fastest way to elevate your energy and your frequency. Gratitude. And love is the frequency that dissolves fear. Just some fun facts. So feel the feelings as if it were already yours. And then I want you to step into, if you're feeling fearful, be like, actually, it's not true. Actually, there's proof that women have gone before me, that they have successfully graduated from college, and that they have accepted their diplomas, and they are having successful careers no matter their age. And it is done. It is mine. So I actually helped a client do this with a car, and that sounds really strange, but for her vehicle was, I did a post about this, but her vehicle, she was holding a lot of energy of her past, of a relationship that did not serve her, that didn't end well, and just different things that were coming up for her that just were not serving her. And so not only did she hold a resentment towards the vehicle, but she also, the vehicle was just a piece of shit. And so she really wanted a new car, but her old car wouldn't be paid off for a couple years. And so she was like, well, this car keeps breaking down. I hate this car, but it's not going to be a couple years for my new car. And I was like, well, let's reverse engineer as to why you hate this car so much, because there's something here. It's more than just it's a piece of crap. Let's shift this into gratitude of what this car has given you and what it continues to give you. And now let's manifest the shit out of your new car. And so she started looking at a car, and while we were coaching together, while I was her coach, I had her, she just happened to drive by this car. It's not a coincidence. She happened to drive by a car that she was like, oh my God, that's the car. And she's like, before I even had a chance to respond, she's like, I already know what you're going to tell me to do. And I was like, then go do it. I needed her to inquire about it, because if it's just sitting in our mind, then we're like, oh, can I make it happen? What's the price? Like, are they going to be able to make a deal? Like, what's the story here? Or you could just go do the thing. And so she did. And what she thought was going to be 2 years, she collapsed into 2 months. So after she inquired about it, I was like, now we're going, what does it feel like to sit in that car? What does it feel like to have a vehicle that's safe for your child, that's reliable, that gets you to and from work, to and from groceries, to and from the mountains, or wherever it is that you need to be? What does it feel like to have the windows down and the music up and your kid and you are laughing, and it's just creating these memories within this vehicle? What does that feel like? And so I had her do that, and she collapsed time. And so we can do that. I mean, we can manifest these things. This is a whole different tangent, but obviously somebody needs to hear this tonight. Otherwise it wouldn't be coming out of my mouth. So feel the feelings of it already being yours, and you're stepping into it. Your brain does not know the difference. Yes. Yeah, it's like I felt it in my heart for you, that it was just beaming, just feeling accomplished and proud, and just like, I did it. It's done. Step in, and I feel it again, just like, wow, just continuously come back to this. And you can come back to it anytime. And it feels good to feel good, right? So worst case scenario, you feel better. It's amazing. And continuously shifting yourself back to this. So it's not just like a 1 and done. We're continuously shifting. And I do this too. That's a huge reason why I took most of today off. because I knew that energetically I did not have the energetic capacity to hold space for anyone today. You're welcome. And I knew that I needed to take care of myself. I needed to clear my head, but I also needed to shift some things that were coming up, and that's okay. Sometimes we just have to do that, and that's okay. There's no shame in that. Okay, so before I dive into people pleasing, I just want to let you guys know that my spiritual life coaching program starts on Monday, March 8th. Deadline to enroll is Sunday night. And this is for you if you're someone that struggles with stress, anxiety, overwhelm. If you are noticing these triggers that are coming up for you and you're just like, I just don't know what to do with these things that are sitting with me. Maybe you're struggling with these fears and limiting beliefs, these mindset things. Maybe you're feeling very unclear on your path. This is for you, if those are you. And so what I do is I step in and I hold space for you, I guide you, and I support you as you are processing through these things. I give you the spiritual tools and the tangible tools to guide you through what it is that you're going through, so we can get to the root of what it is that's coming up and we can pull it out and we can heal it. And so we do one-on-one coaching calls. We do one-on-one quantum Reiki session, as well as group sessions with your immediate family members. We do like texting support. Hey, Dana, we do texting support. I do weekly intention setting and check-ins, like weekly check-ins and intention setting, as well as helping you set the words. But the word and the feeling that you want to cultivate for the week. When we set intentions, we're intentional about setting our intentions. It's not just I feel like doing this week. Hi. It is, yes, this intuitively feels good and aligned for me this week, not just, because it does, but it's also aligned with where you are in your cycle, because as women, we are cyclical beings. We're not meant to do the same thing all the time. We are not robots. What Mother Nature does in 1 year, we do in 1 month. And that's like really powerful. And then we also, I also make sure that your intentions are aligned with what it is that we're working towards healing. And then I check in with you throughout the week, make sure everything's going well. March clients also get access to Journey to Your Soul. I haven't even launched it yet. So you guys will get that as a bonus. You also get my energy healing meditation series and forever access in my client portal for my one-on-one clients. So it's a whole vibe. So if you're like, yeah, girl, I need this information, just shoot me a message and what I like to do is I like to ask you some questions, because I want to make sure that what it is that I'm doing is aligned for your needs. And I also want to make sure that it is a good match, that we feel like it's a good fit for both of us. So never any pressure. So if you feel like that's you, shoot me a message. Okay, so let's talk about being an approval junkie or people pleasing. So this can vary from person to person, and just like with self-sabotage, this is something that we can reverse engineer and to really see why we're people pleasing, why we are seeking to please other people. And sometimes there's this fear around, if I don't do this thing, well, then this is going to happen. I'm going to make this person mad, even if it's not aligned for my highest and best good, even if it makes me feel like crap. And really our goal is, we don't want to hurt other people, but also we don't want to hurt ourselves by trying to make other people happy, right? We are only responsible for our own happiness. We're not going out of our way to be assholes to other people, but we are being intentional about what it is that feels good for us and coming from a space of love when it isn't aligned for us that involves other people, right? So if there's something that is coming up for you around people pleasing, drop it below and we can kind of reverse engineer it, kind of like what we did before. But same process. So this is a very similar process, and that is this. Finding out why we are people pleasing. Where in our life did we feel like we needed to do something to capture someone's attention in order to feel loved? Or where in our life, or where in your life, did you feel like if you did not do something, you were not going to receive love or attention? So maybe you were doing it to seek attention, and maybe that was you had a very busy parent, or maybe your parents were never around, or maybe your siblings got most of the energy and attention from your parents or the adults in your life. And whatever the situation was. I'm gonna take another drink. Apparently I've not drank enough water today. Which might be actually the case. So I really want you to think about those things. And this is I'm just branching it out to broad to kind of like shine a light. So give you some things to really think about. And if you want to get specific, again, shoot me a DM and I can like kind of guide you from there, or consider my spiritual life coaching. So the other thing I want you to think about, so that would be the first thing to journal on, is to reflect on where in your life that you felt those things. And then I want you to ask yourself, or I want you to ask yourself, what is it that version of me needs to know? And also, I feel like somebody needs to hear this. What do I feel like is going to happen if I don't do this thing for this other person? So if I can, like, I keep hearing information come through. So if I keep saying yes to this other person, to things that are not serving me, what do I think is going to happen? And is that actually true? Truth is, sometimes the stories that we play in our head are worse than what's actually going to happen. And that one kind of stings, right? That one kind of like hit right here. Sometimes the stories that we play in our head is worse than the situation that is actually going to happen. And so if we say no to the person that we've been saying yes to, or no to the situation that we've been saying yes to that is really just not serving us, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? And is that actually the worst thing? Or could it be an actual good thing? And what would it mean for you to say yes to yourself? So just because sometimes saying no to the other person or the other situation means that we're saying yes to ourselves. And so that's something to think about as well. Yeah. Samantha, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you went through that. Oh, Cindy, I wish I could give you a hug. This virtual stuff, I love connecting, but man, sometimes I just want to give you guys a hug, and I hope that you can feel like the energetic hugs that I send you too. So now that you're welcome. So again, some other things for you to think about too as you pull out your journal this week. And some of this stuff is bigger stuff, so good. Hearts. Some of this stuff is bigger stuff too, so it's like giving ourselves the space and the time to really process through it. Like I said, it's not a one and done. Sometimes there are layers, and we are limitless beings living in a limitless world and quantum field. And so there's going to be layers for us to process. So some of this stuff is deeper. Some of it takes time. Some of it takes multiple layers, and that's okay. It doesn't mean what you're doing isn't working. And so you're still seeking approval today. So now that you know where it's come from, what you could journal on is what does this little Samantha need to know? What does she need to know? You could even do this in meditation. I just feel like I see you in meditation, like connecting with your inner child and like sending her love. And yeah, just really asking her what she needs. There's also a really cool, I don't know if it was on YouTube or if it was something that if I said this to someone, I can't remember, or if I actually just did this in a meditation one day, I don't know, but imagining you put on like some meditation music and just imagine like you're walking through this beautiful grassy field and you come upon like this really beautiful actually this meditation, okay, I remember now, this meditation is in Journey to Your Soul. So you come to this bench and you sit with your inner child and you ask her what she needs, and you let her just speak to you, and you let her tell you the things that she's feeling, that she's needing. And then you ask her, how can I give that to you? How can I support you? And really just tapping into that and giving her love, giving her love, giving her love. I feel like somebody's heart is really hurting. I keep feeling it. It feels like my heart is like breaking. So I feel like that would be really powerful for you to do, Samantha, to do some inner child healing. And again, I know that sometimes we overcomplicate a lot of things, and so really just, you go to YouTube even. Aww. Hugs. I see you. I see you. And I know, like, this work is not for the faint of heart. It's brave. It's really brave. It's so much easier to sweep the shit under the rug and just pretend like everything is okay. I'm telling you, the other side it's good. It's lighter. It's lighter. You're welcome. So yeah, you could just go to like YouTube and search Inner Child Healing Meditation. I also really love the app. I don't talk about this one enough, but you could go to Insight Timer. It's a free app, and they do have like upgrades and stuff. I've never looked into it. I don't really care. Maybe one day it'll come up for me, but even the free version has a lot of really great meditations. They might have some good ones on there too. I feel like it's a lot of people that are just recording their things and putting it on there, and some of them are really great. My manifestation one that I do pretty much daily is on Insight Timer. It's awesome. So, that's another one you could try. Lots of pink rose quartz. Do you have rose quartz? Like lots of love, lots of heart. I feel it in my heart for you. So like lots of heart, crystals, stones, rose quartz, anything pink or green. The heart chakra is pink and green. I have rose quartz. I have rose quartz in my bra also, and I have moonstone. Moonstone is very feminine. It just felt like I needed that mother support, kind of like that mother energy. That's what moonstone and rose quartz do for you. I've got my chakra bracelet on. I have this one almost every day though. Yeah, so I really encourage you to work with some rose quartz. So again, I know that these kind of like shine some light in, kind of in a broad spectrum. But if they're, again, I'll say it again, my door is open. I typically, unless I'm on my period, I typically reply within 24, I would say business hours, whatever that means, but like Monday through Friday, because usually weekends I'm checked out with my kids and and myself. But yeah, shoot me a message if you have further questions. And check out my free resources too. They are a whole vibe. I created them for you guys because you guys were asking me these same things. And so thank you for enabling me to be able to create these free resources for you, because you guys were so brave in asking me questions. I have my voice is cracking like my preteen sons. Release Anxiety Guide, which I give you my 7 favorite ways that I calm anxiety. So you can too. Woo Woo Basics, which is my free ebook that I cover crystal basics, meditation basics, and smudging basics. And my journaling guide, and then also Empath's Guide to Energy Protection. So if any of that sounds like you, plus I send out emails. I typically send 1 a week unless I'm feeling guided to send more. I know I have a really good one going out tomorrow night. So if you've gotten any of my free resources, you'll be getting the vibes from my emails too. Most of them I infuse with quantum Reiki too. So you'll feel the energy coming through. And even if you don't feel it, you'll still benefit from it. So that's cool. Energy healing is cool. Okay, let me just scroll, make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, my phone's acting so weird. So Journey to Your Soul is going to be, let's see. I need like a calendar on my wall, I think. Pre-sale starts sometime next week. And I say sometime next week because I'm working with my web designer on some kinks that are going on. So, but you can get on the wait list for it now. The link is in my bio. You can also go to andsherises.com, click on courses, scroll down to Journey to Your Soul. When you go there and you get on the wait list for it, I will be sending you a coupon code. Oh, man. Okay, actually, link is in my bio. Let me actually make sure. Ooh, fragile, not like a flower, like a bomb. I like that. Okay, scrolling out, Kristen. Okay, if you go to the link in my bio, it says Journey to Your Soul waitlist. You'll be able to read the information about it, and you'll be able to see what is in there. There's 6 videos. I have 4 bonuses. There's a painful bonus as well. And so there's 7 videos, 5 hours of content, 4 bonuses, and a private Facebook group. You'll get access forever and all updates for life. So if I add anything to it, the bonuses are 2 guided quantum Reiki infused meditations. And they're like, when I was done recording them, I was like, wow. I want to go back and listen to them myself. They're so good. You'll also get audio files. So if you want to listen like on the go, I know for me, I typically, when I'm listening to courses, I listen to them on the go when I'm cooking or sometimes when I'm driving or doing other things. And so it's nice to have the audio file. So you'll get that as well. You'll get PDFs with journaling prompts, homework assignments, and resources. And then a bonus video of importance of self-care while especially during your healing journey. And it's a healing course, so of course, I'm going to dive into, the limiting beliefs around self-care and some of the most common ones, and help you work through that, but also give you tips on self-care as well, because it's so important. It's so important anyway, but like when you're healing and when you are, especially like if you're having some things surface, it's important. Like it's a priority. It has to be. So, that saying is really cool. So, yes, I'm hoping pre-sale will start next week. If you are on the wait list, I will send you a coupon code, and that will give you $100 off during the pre-sale. It is $3.99. Pre-sale will be $2.99. Pay in full bonus will be free entrance. I'm pretty sure it's going to be free entrance to the next group Reiki. I haven't decided on a date yet, but the next group Reiki healing session, you'll get free access to that. And what else? I will have payment plans. So if you're just like, oh, I want that, but I want a payment plan, I'm working on that as well. So yeah, just keep watching my social media, and if you're getting my emails, definitely check those out, because I will definitely be letting you know. I just don't know, like there's something weird going on with my website on the back side, so we're just trying to figure that out. So hopefully that'll be smoothed over and it all will be good. I'm trusting it will align, perfect timing, but no matter what, get on the wait list. The wait list is just so you can get the coupon code and the information when it first comes out. You don't have to commit. If you're just like, nah, actually this is not for me, that's fine. That's totally fine. I trust in the timing for you always. I always trust in the timing for you. So I'm going to post this to my IGTV so you can go back to this. I'll also post it on my YouTube channel, which I don't talk about much, but it'll be there. And that way you can come back to this anytime that you need it. Again, if you are wanting more information about my spiritual life coaching program, please shoot me a message and we will chat about the details of that. And yeah, my door is open. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your night. Bye.